Welcome back, everyone, to Larry's Geeky World, and for some odd reason, my settings on my slideshow are not working. Because I'm kind of doing a weird makeshift title, trying something new on this program. And I don't know what I did. Anyway, it's not working right. Yeah, I think that did it. Anyway, welcome back to Larry's Geeky World. I am Larry, and let's open some toys. And yes, I did spell haul wrong. Again. That's what I get for asking people how to spell it. Welcome back to Larry's Geeky World. I am Larry, and let's open some toys! As the title suggests, we are opening a haul I got from Big Bad Toy Store. Actually, I got this in about a couple weeks ago. And if you hadn't been keeping track of my post, over a month ago, a little over a month ago, actually no, almost 2 months ago, early February, my father passed away. So, me and my brother, my girlfriend, and one of her boys, we all went to Arkansas to help get the funeral arrangements and stuff set up and taken care of for that. So I haven't been able to stream since. And since I've been back, I've been fighting about when I wanted to do this again. Trying to find a time to do it. I know this is late. Probably not a lot of people are going to join in on this. But yeah, we're gonna go through and open up a bunch of stuff. I'm also testing out my new webcam for the first time and a mic on it. So I know there's some kind of echo. I'm trying to mess with it. I need to go into the settings, and eventually I'll get this all cleared up. I couldn't get this mic to work for whatever reason. Because I wanted to be able to hear my playback, and was not able to hear it. So it looks like I'm having some better issues on the stream. Because we were having some technical issues. I wanted to start at this. I initially started this at 10:30, and we're having issues. So we're going to open up some of these, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with some I actually technically already opened, because I wanted to really see how this feature worked. And that is the Super 7 Ultimates Light Up Eyes, Lino, and Mumra. And here's a nice packaging, a full sleeve, because we haven't had sleeves for Thundercats in a while. And here's the back with the stuff on it. If you needed that, and you don't know how clear that's going to come up. There you go. If you want the the UPC or ISBN or whatever you want to call it, top of it. I do like the art. I do like how it's like the Cat Slayer. As you can see, I already took the figure out. Comes with 2 additional heads, 2 claw shields, one that hangs on this belt and one that doesn't. 3 different swords of I can't even talk. 3 different swords of omens or whatever. Now 2 of the heads have the lenses on it for the light up feature. The other one just has normal painted eyes. There's that one here, and then this kind of more angry looking head here. So you get your normal painted eyes there. But the one that comes with them already on, and yeah, it looks like the blades. I can't speak today for some odd reason. I'm tongue twisting all over the place. Both swords of omens look like the blades look kind of glow in the dark, I guess. We'll open it up and I'll pull them out. But I already have the figure out. And if you all have been following Thundercats Ultimates from Super 7, this is that new buck, I can't even say it, buck, that they came out with for the DX line, the Deluxe line that you can get at Target and actually anywhere now. But this It's a new figure. Nice shiny gold in the claw shield. This is the short version that goes in there. So this is not the one that plugs in. And just like the DX one, I had to heat him up because I could not get some of his joints to move, but now they all move just fine. And I was really curious how the feature worked, because they made mention you just pull the head off, so it does not lock into place really. I mean, you can still move it around and all that, you know. But the main thing people might want to look at is how this works. So we're going to go into that real quick. So here's the figure. I can get it in the camera here. And I'm just going to pull it, and that's it. It's hollow in there, so you can't look. You can kind of see the cut there for the body. And the head just pops right off, and that's what it is. It's just a lens here. There's your battery compartment. Takes those really tiny watch batteries. And down at the bottom is your on-off switch. I don't know if it's going to come in clear or not. If you can even... I'll be lucky if it reads. Again, I'm still trying to get used to this camera. I don't know. And I don't have another light on. But it's in the off position, obviously. But, when you get it, you have to pull the thing out. Then you just flip the switch, and there's the light. That's how that works. We'll pop the head back on here. And of course there's a little indentation on both the front of it. I don't know how well that's coming in. And on the back end. Because there's a couple spots in here which are, I don't think you can see at all. But you just have to put it in there and line it up. That way it doesn't move around on you. The whole part. Just flip it on. Do it. There we go. And pop that on, and there he is. Kind of see it coming off from his neck though, right below his head, because it's such a thing. Look how bright those are. Isn't that insane? So hopefully the technical difficulties have fixed, but I have no idea. I'll open up Studio real quick and see. It's still lower than recommended, but I don't think it's too bad compared to what it was. It's good now, so it's better than it was. I think it had to do with my laptop was trying to update. Yeah, so there's Lion-O here. Go ahead and turn the light back off on him. You can get to it. There you go. But if you're familiar with the DX version of this figure, same articulation, pretty much is all ultimates in the arms. No ab hinge crunch. It's just all barbells. Because we got a waist swivel here, so he kind of goes up forward a little bit like that. And see, it's not the head just spun around because it wasn't in its spot. But he goes back pretty far. Yeah, there he is. All the rest of the articulation's the same for all ultimates. The arms are nice ratchet hinge. I don't know if you can hear that. Pretty sure you can. Got your bicep swivel. And I'm not using this other feature on this camera. I don't know if I want to because I have a mess on the top of my desk here. So yeah, you got your bicep swivel. You got your swivel at the elbow. Single jointed hinge, which is nice. And yeah, my hand just popped off because unfortunately this one snapped. So this fist here does not get the focus. Yeah, part of the peg broke off. It still sits, but it doesn't lock into place. It's not like it's stuck in there because I was able to put other hands in, but it does kind of go in. But you trying to move that hinge on that fist for mine here, not going to work all that well. One thing I will note is he is a little bit darker of a skin tone than the DX version. And which is nice. He's still not as dark as the baseline we got before, but he is what he is. I mean, he looks closer to the cartoon than the original one, but I was perfectly fine with the first release, even though I got the second version technically, because I missed out on the initial pre-orders for those when they first came out, because I didn't start collecting Ultimates until the Thunder Tank was announced. Like, oh, yeah, I want that. I want that Massive Thunder Tank. So yeah, there's Lion-O here. He comes in with his fist already on. Like I said, I got the one claw shield here. Got the Sword of Omens, the short sword version. Which again just pops right out. There's your short sword. And it's got a little bit of a different color scheme too. It's got like a kind of a green in the bits around the hilt. Or actually at the guard. But everything else is about the same. Yeah, his head just wants to swivel around a lot. Yep. Put him down. And we'll go ahead and open up. Go through some of his accessories here. I'm not even paying attention who's even in here or not. Most times no one talks in the stream, so no one seems to chat with me. Don't be afraid, people. So what he comes with, let's go over his head here. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear all that lovely plastic thing popping out. So here's his regular base head, which with the painted eyes. It's the same. I can get my hands. I can just get it to focus. There it is. But it's pretty much the same as the other head, just actually has painted eyes and doesn't have the lenses for the glow feature. So it's going to be identical to the, except for some interesting black wash over the hair. I don't know if it's showing up here. I probably should get my other light out so I can have better lighting, because all I got is this and the monitor. Here's the other head, which is this bit more angry. You can see the lenses. Come on, focus, please. Yeah. Trying to get used to this. But yeah, you can kind of see that, so we'll pop that on and see what that looks like. The light up feature. There we go. Oh, come on. There it goes. Put that on the body. More angry. So I don't know, maybe they'll do more light up eye versions of the other Thundercats if we're lucky. I don't know. I mean, we don't need it, but it'd be cool. Considering whenever he calls for them, their eyes light up. But we do have some glow in the dark eyes for some of these figures. Some heads with those. So we got that one. We'll put the other head on here. The basic one. That doesn't light up. And for some odd reason, it does not. Why does it not want to go on here? There we go. I'm afraid it's going to snap the globe off. I'll be really mad. I didn't go through the leg articulation. See, I'm rushing through this. You know, you got your thigh cut. You got your swivel at the knee. Like that. Single joint. No boot swivel, since the knee does. You do have ankle rocker and tilt, which, of course, mine does not want to tilt. I may have to reheat his legs up again. So the last time I did, I actually popped the leg off the knee. Let me see something. It still says warning, bitrate still kind of low. Anyhow, other accessories. You only get 2 other sets of hands. You get these. Let me get it out of the container here. Get these standard clawing hands. If I can get them to actually show. Yeah, I got the clawing hands. Pair of those. Got your basic claw shield. No, this one doesn't even have a... I just noticed this new claw shield does not have a peg in it, which is odd. It's just hollow, which is, I guess, fine. It just hugs onto the arm real easy anyway. I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't think you can fit the fist in there, can you? Nope. So you still have to take the hand off in order to use the claw shield, just like you were before. It just fits on really nice because how it's molded. It's sculpted just to fit around that forearm, just right. So you got that. Now he has 2 claw shields. So unlike the other original release where you had like 3 versions of it in fur and 3 versions of gold, you only get 2. Which is just the hip and then the one on for his hand. And I am dropping stuff all over my keyboard. Yeah, I'm kind of upset that peg broke. I don't know where it went, but I'm not sure. I think it might actually have already been broken before I got it. That's off the first tray. And on the second, we got a pair of gripping hands with the vertical hinges. So no horizontal hinge. And I gotta heat these up because that hinge does not want to bend for me. God, why is it so awkward? Yeah, so you got pair of gripping hands. Like I said, with the vertical hinge. Yeah, y'all can see the hinge. Maybe y'all can see the hinge. I don't know. But there's a vertical hinge. And 2 different swords of omens. We got a kind of medium version with the eye when he's doing sight beyond sight. And as you can see, the blade is kind of an interesting color. Kind of translucent. I want to say it glows. I'm pretty sure they glow in the dark. I've not tested it because this is the first time I've taken this out of the package. So you got a sight beyond sight, so when you put on with his eyes to glow. And then you got the full version with the normal Thundercat logo. Let's see, normal Thundercat logo. Come on, just focus. And again, looks like the blade will glow in the dark, but again, I've not tested it. And that's all for Lion-O of the light up eyes. There he is. So, so yeah, that's him. So that's all about Lion-O. But now we also have Mum-Ra, the Ever-Living. And one thing of note, he is a lighter color than the initial Mum-Ra. It's kind of more, it's closer to the toyetic version that we got, which also, that's one of the ones I got in. That's what, those ones here that have the sleeves. Those are all the first wave of the toy versions, LJN version colorway figures, which I was going to pass on initially, but we'll get into that when we see them. But yeah, you got the light up eyes Mum-Ra. I do not have his cape on him because I have not taken it out of the package. And he's got a similar thing except for his chest is supposed to light up. And this is the head that he comes with on there. We'll go ahead and do the box first. Another massive box like Mumra's always in. Oh. And of course you got his tomb looking box art, which is really cool. His sword actually is already in 2 pieces, which is interesting. He comes with, I think it's the first time we've had this necklace. I don't think he came with the necklace before. He comes with a couple different things. Oh wait, there was one part of Lionel I totally forgot. Oh, this crystal looking dragon, 2-headed dragon thing. I totally forgot about this. As I was looking at his Treasures of Thunder for Mumra, I totally spaced on this thing. I forgot what it was called, and I just finished watching this like a couple months ago. This whole series again for the umpteenth time, and I still can't memorize everything. But we'll go ahead and look at the base figure. Now, if you're familiar with this guy from before, from the basic version that we got in Wave 2, and of course the LJN version and the Dream Master one, which I did do a live, that was my second live stream, but the first one called Let's Open Some Toys, first being the Cat Slayer unboxing, and God, still don't have a permanent home for that thing. It's just sitting in the living room. But we'll go ahead and pull his head out, same as Lion-O, except for he has one additional thing, and that's, his head's a pain in the butt to get off. But yeah, his head's on here really good, so I'm not going to end up trying to take that off. But as you see, there's another spot here. Again, same switch, same type of batteries, battery compartments there. If we can actually hit it right. And there's the... It doesn't really look red on here, on the camera. But that's here. Turn that on, flip it, and then you stick it in here. Again, it has a couple grooves on it. And his chest just lights up real well. There's a nice wash on these bandages. Bandages? If I can talk. Oh, such a speak, it just spills out of me. Yeah, there's that. That's the light up feature. It's really cool. I like it. I think it's really neat. But turn that off so I don't drain the battery on it. The head's going to be a pain in the butt. I'll try to get it off later, but it's not like I can just soak this in the hot water. I'll have to take a hairdryer to it or something. And hopefully I don't loosen the solder. Articulation on this guy is the same as the initial ones, because the head's a little different. Still on a ball, but very limited motion. You can still kind of look left and right, but it's kind of hindered by his headdress. Arm still has the hinge. I have not soaked his body, unfortunately, but his arms only seem to go up that far. Again, it's really tight. I should take his body and heat it up. The waist, ab crunch, still that basic one they always had. That's how far he goes down there. Doesn't have any extra dumbbell at the waist. Does have a waist swivel there. And there's really soft loincloth here. Does have the thigh swivel. Goes up to here, the hinge, not that far back. Does spray out, spread out there. Knees, single jointed knee on, with the swivel. No boot swivel. I would prefer a boot swivel than the knee one. The knee one just seems awkward to me personally. It works fine. I would prefer, that's just what I prefer. You do have the front facing rocker, if I can even say it, and a hinge on at the ankles, which his are working a lot better than Lion-O's. Hands, again, comes with the fist already on. Unlike the initial one, these do not come out, but they are out, and they do have the groove for the cape when you put in here. When he holds, because there's holes on it. The other one, you actually pull them out and put them back in, but they never stayed in all that well. Yeah, Dream Master one doesn't seem to have that groove though, so I think that's another fix from that. So there's the base figure for Mumra. This might be a late stream. It might be a long stream. We're already in 31, almost 32 minutes, and I barely got into anything. The cape's gonna be a pain in the butt to try to put on, but we'll go ahead and start with the cape. See what we got going on. Oh, come on. There we go. The cape looks... I didn't bring out my initial ones. But, you know, the cape's not wired though this time. Oh, it is. Just not over in this end. There is wire. It just felt like it wasn't wired. There's a wire in the center of the cape, and there's a wire here and here. You can probably see better where you see the seams here. But nothing at the end here. This is all loose. Speaking of, I got one loose thread. Okay, there's the holes. I was thinking they were further down. But this is the hole for the neck. And then you got these holes here on either end for his wrist. And I keep forgetting how this is supposed to go on. But I think the black is supposed to be on the inside. And I did not even show the back of the box, did I? Yeah, black is on the inside. But I had it on the other way for like the longest time. And I didn't even show the box in the UPC. So if you need that, I'm sure someone else has already done that by now. A lot better streamers than me. Okay. Try not to make a huge racket. I really want to try to get this head off. There we go. And there's that joint there. I want to try to get this cape to work. I don't know how that's going to go. But we'll see if I can't get it on here. Okay, that works a little bit better. It's going to be a pain to the on and off function. But Mumra does not Mumra does not come with a second head, so you don't really need to take it off except for to put the cape on. Unless you want to pull off one of the other heads, but I don't think those will work because different size neck joint. So there's that. We'll get that on him. We'll get that back into place. We'll try to get that into there. Try to get it into that groove. I don't know if this is a better thing or not, to be honest. But we're trying. So yeah, there we go. Oh, come on. Mumra, move your arm. I can't even get his arm to move out. There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to heat up his body later. Oh, shit. Oh, pardon me. I'm not worried. I don't get monetized anyway. I don't get any kind of monetization. I'm nowhere near that. There you are with his full cape on. Bend his elbow a little bit, maybe. Because he's so evil. We're going to get that swept back on. Here I am moving his bandages around. Commentary, yay. Alright, so there we go. Full cape lit up. Ancient spirits of evil. Okay. That's what we do. We play with toys. We make sound effects. Anyway. So that's Mumra there. And we'll go look at some of his other accessories. He has an additional 3 sets more of hands. So he has a total of 4 sets of hands, including the fists that are on him. He's got It's like a pair of relaxed hands, clawed hands, and fist. I'm trying to get the sword out, but got this treasure of Thundera. I had some necklace. I don't remember what it was called. It's not like they have like a distinct description of these on the cartons, on the packaging. I wish they did, but they do not. What is this orb from? Somebody, if you're in the chat or in the comments, can someone please tell me what this is? I don't remember. What was this called? Somebody please. Okay? And the necklace, if you know what this necklace here is called. Because I don't remember. My memory's not what it used to be, unfortunately. I don't know if it's because I'm in my 40s or whatnot. And here we got his, I believe this is the Sword of Plundar, which is interesting that this is in 2 pieces and it's keyed. I don't know if it's going to show. It's shaped a certain way, so you can only put it into the other end. So that was an interesting choice. I don't know. This is kind of a semi-translucent. It's not fully translucent. I hope this glows. It did not say on the packaging if it glowed in the dark or not. You do have that. Ah, just dropped Mumra. Oh yeah, he's got these hands out. There we go. Alright, so we got his kind of clawing up hands. These are ones I would usually use. I think I use these similar type of hands with that Jaga came with, because he has similar kind of flayed hands like that. I have Jaga holding his cape out. The original release of Jaga. I do have Ghost Jaga too. And I also just got, not with the pile of loot, this is actually from Super 7. That's the Toy Addict versions. And I'm debating, I've been debating if I'm going to open up the toy versions at all. I do have them over here. I might pull the sleeves off, but I don't know if I'm going to actually take them out of the boxes. Because for some odd reason, the toy versions, I feel like I don't want to actually take out. The LJN version, I know. I got these really kind of relaxed hands here. I'm sure how to use those. And of course, then you got his gripping hands. But the regular horizontal hinges. No vertical hinges on these gripping hands. Unlike with Lion-O. So Mumra technically has the least, I guess, amount of accessories. Only because, well, I guess they didn't feel he needed a lot. No extra heads for him. Only the one crazy head. Let's move some of these boxes and trays out. Now I do have, it's not all Thundercats. I do have a couple Silverhawks, even though one's technically a replacement, which is Quicksilver. Because unfortunately, my first Quicksilver, as I had them on the shelf, I was moving them around. I didn't heat up the joints right, and I felt, well, this bicep joint moves really, really smooth for some odd reason, really loose, and it just popped off. The peg on his bicep on my original Quicksilver broke, so I got a new one. He was on sale. I could have contacted Super 7. I didn't want to go through all that. So I just went ahead. You know what? They have them in stock on BBTS. But he's been out for a while. This is from Wave 1. Silverhawks, Quicksilver. And, I get what people are saying about the paint on the face. They have improved it in the later waves. But, especially when I pull out Darkbird. But I'm not going to take him out just yet. I will when I decide to replace. I need to turn off Mumra before I drain the batteries in his head here. There we go. We'll put that back on there. Oh, and hey, it did pop off. Okay, now, and I just nearly lost it. The little spike on his wrist, it did come off. I thought it was actually molded, because it looked like it, so shows what I know. So I wonder if the Dream Master one actually comes off too, because it did not seem like those wanted to come off. For that translucent. Well, maybe that will hold on better now. I don't know. So yeah, there's Mumra again. Again, Quicksilver, we're not going to take him out. But we got the BBTS exclusive, which you can actually also get off of Super 7's website. And I just realized I did not have my box cutter out. So pull this out of my nightstand. Little pocket knife. So I can open up this. Now this is also before they started doing the extra stuff around here like they currently are doing with the newer waves of stuff. So this is still the basic kind of, but no sleeve. Same with the toy versions and Copper Kid. And that actually kind of aggravated me when they decided to stop with the sleeves, especially with the Power Ranger ones, because all three waves are inconsistent with those sleeves. For the first three waves. And then wave 4, which was only one figure because we never got Madame Woe and we never got the Tiger Zord, Warrior Mode. No sleeve for White Ranger. And I wanted to keep, because I wanted those power coins. I like that they were the reflective kind of gold foil on the first two waves. In wave 3, it was just yellow. Not even embossed. It was just yellow and black. So that was disappointing. Here we got Dark Bird. The evil version of Quicksilver for the most part. I'm not going to go through all the articulation on these guys, but I think I'm going to keep them in here right now. Because I have no idea how I'm going to display him on the shelf. But you can see he comes with his red blast effects for his shoulders. He's got his wings versions of his arms. He's got his visored head, which is pretty much the exact same visor head that Quicksilver has. But you got a more, pretty much it's exactly the same figure as Quicksilver. Does not have his wrist communicator like Quicksilver has. I don't know what this thing here is, but he has 3 whole other sets of hands. You know, you get your flat palm hand, you got kind of relaxed hands, and then you got the gripping hands, and he comes with his fist already on. Articulation is similar to Lion-O, except for it's got this weird, I don't know, it kind of cuts here. It doesn't really move side to side all that well because it kind of peaks and then goes back up. Like I said, because I have the initial same body as the other Quicksilver. I will mention he does not look as metallic-y, or it doesn't look like it has as much glitter. I do like the paint on him though. I like the shading they put on him. I do like the dark shading. I know a lot of people wanted that vac metal. I have not opened those vac metal figures. I will not. I didn't even order this second wave of vac metal figures because I can't get all of them. As much as I would love to have gotten those, I didn't have the money at the time, and now they're hard to get. So, but yeah, Dark Bird looks cool, but I want to get into a different figure. Putting him back in the box for now. Yes, and he will get open, but no one seems to care anyway. because no one's watching. Anyway, that Darkbird. Well, this is one I've been waiting for because it's the last thing they've done for Power Rangers and Ultimates. And it's also the first one of the first figures they've done with this new box style without the sleeve, which I'm fine with. But I don't keep these anymore. I was keeping the boxes, but I don't. I just bag all the accessories up and I just store them. We got our Lord Draken figure right here. Got his bio there. Nice crisp picture. Y'all can pause this later on if you want and read that if you need to. Move my hand here. So yeah, and then you got your flip it around. You know, the USPC or UPC or whatever. Focus, please. There it goes. In case you need to find that for some odd reason. Using that. The Lord Draken. This is the third Lord Draken that I have. Because I have both the Lightning Collection ones, which is the base, this same style, plus the Evolution 3 version, because they have not done an Evolution 2 version figure. And since Hasbro's no longer doing Lightning Collection and passed on toy making to Playmates, I don't think we'll get one. Or the other two helmets that I want for my collection for the roleplay items, because why is it they keep screwing me on yellow and black? I mean, we got a Pink Ranger helmet, we got a Pink Ranger morpher, we got Yellow Ranger weapons and a Yellow Ranger morpher, but no love for Zack/Adam. No power cannon, no helmet. Come on, man. I need to finish my DTOFs, since they don't make DTOFs anymore. I need those last two helmets, Hasbro. And those last two weapons. I need that power bow, and I need that power axe. But you're like, man, we sure didn't think about this. Fans probably want to make a power blaster. How could we have never thought of that? Because I have no idea how you connect it. As cool as the function for the power daggers are that they connect, they never did that in the show. There's an old version they had in the West plan for Jew Ranger. But never happened. I don't know if you can hear that squeaky in the plastic. We got our Lord Draken. He's a bit buffer than the base Rangers, which actually I do have those over here, and I need to really heat up Tommy, White Ranger, because his bicep is like tight as hell. I don't know if it's a paint issue or not. My brother's actually broke on him there. Maybe it was the elbow. I can't remember which. But he's got an interesting kind of color. It's a slight metallic, more yellowy kind of gold than a mustard gold, which is fine. It's not the same kind of gold that's on like Tommy, but this is also based off a comic book character, so hence why he's got better abs. He's white. I don't know how well that's turning up. There you go. You can kind of see that. He's a bit buffer. So he's more traditional kind of body type in the Ultimates line, because he got more definition on the legs than the standard Ranger figures, which actually do look like they're like suit actors. And I had asked this question on, I think it was Brick something, if the arms can come off. Because Kyle, I think, was on that. And it does not look like the arms can pop off. Because I wanted to see if I couldn't take the shield off. I'm sure with enough heat, it probably could. But yeah, it's got the same articulation as all the other ones. this does not have a cut in that dragon dagger holster, so I don't know how that's going to go in there. Because the basic one, there's like a slice back here, so you can actually move that aside to get the dragon dagger all the way in correctly. I don't know how that's going to work on him. You know, he got his arms up here. The shield is a separate piece. Got the hinge, ball peg. As far uphill look. Pretty much doesn't really look down at all. For the most part, you can turn it. The bits on top of here are really soft. Plastic. Seeing. Still says something's going on. What's going on? No, it says I'm good, but I'm having weird issues. Anyway, go back to that. It won't let me get rid of that warning. Oh, there we go. That's better. It's just bothering me, the warning on there about my settings. But yeah, he's got his ab crunch. He goes all the way back there. Far forward as he'll go. Got the swivel at the waist. Hinge, barbell. That's as far back as it'll go. That's as far forward as it will go. You have your bicep swivel. Luckily his is not stuck, but I don't want to mess with it too much. This is joint removal, right? You got the single jointed elbow, which is far till go up that way with the swivel. And you got your wrist. May have to heat it up. Of course, these are the horizontal hinges on that. Got your thigh. Pretty much all ultimates, most ultimates, I shouldn't say all, are going to have this exact articulation scheme. You know, he does have a bit more of a closer cut into his thigh here, to his crotch area. Get your single jointed knee, put the swivel at the knee. Oh, and a boot swivel on him, so he's got both. I appreciate the boot swivel. Got your rocker with a hinge. So that's cool. So he's actually worked out pretty well so far. Haven't had any issues so far with his joints. They all kind of move real easy. You know, I'm kind of these are a little tight, so. Head pops off. See, there's your barbell. Pop that on. Back on. But yeah, he's really nice. I like the way he looks. But now I have to see about getting a Ultimates version of his throne, because I do have a 3D printed throne for Draken from a guy off of Etsy, and I don't remember what he changed his handle to, but I gotten that for the Lightning Collection one, so I need probably the same scale that he did for the Legacy one, because that's the only one I don't have for Draken. Besides, did they do a reaction? Can someone tell me if they did a reaction version of Lord Draken? I don't remember. You think I should know this. But we got some new Tommy head sculpts. We got a more calm. A more calm looking head. Mr. Tommy Oliver. I'm like trying to look at the screen at the same time, and yet I keep screwing it up. He's got weird veining from his, I guess, corruption. Doesn't have any gray. Unlike the Hasbro version of this head sculpt. No gray anywhere. Oh, well, maybe some highlights here. That's a little gray. I don't know how well that's going to turn up. I need to have better lighting in here. Still working on it, though. This one has way more gray. His more angry one. You can that actually shows up pretty well. Come on. Focus on the angry Tommy. God. This camera's supposed to like be awesome, and I'm having issues. Anyway. It's not wanting to come out, but his paint job actually looks really, really good. Bring just get it to show and not me. Come on. Focus, please. I hate to have to bring up like this camera software because it doesn't want to auto adjust to me. Mr. Lord Draken here comes with a bunch of accessories. He does have not a head that he can wear, even though you can plug it onto somebody. It's not really meant for him to put on, but it is a Red Ranger helmet. But it's all battle damaged. It's got like grooves. Like that's where Draken's fingers would dig into it so he could hold it. I'm sure one of those, some of these hands, I don't know which ones will do it, that will work for that. But he comes with his standard weapons. Got his dragon dagger. Same dragon dagger we got with our 2 different Green Ranger figures, which does go in, supposed to go into this holster here, but since it does not have a slice in it or a way to open it, I don't know how you're supposed to get it in there without trying to squeeze it in some weird way, because it should sit better than that. It should sit down to here, and that's supposed to go in, but I don't know if they just forgot to put the cut or some kind of cut in there so you could actually get that in. I don't know if that was just an oversight. The factory just didn't bother to do it. They say, oh, they're not going to put it in there anyway. Like I would. I mean, you could try to squeeze it. Yeah, like I'm getting it in, but I'm afraid I'm going to snap the handle off because it bends. It's really soft kind of plastic. So that's how far it's supposed to get, and they had to shove it in there to get it past there. And of course, his other weapon is the Headless Saba. Because in the comics, he technically kills Saba, snaps his head right off of it. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Just the same Saba we got with White Ranger, except for instead of having the peg to put the head on, because you could remove the head off of that version. You just don't get that opportunity. And that goes there. That holster. So here's Draken all kitted up with all of his weapons. And like I said, he has, of course, one of the most important parts of him is how can he transform into Draken without this? If I can get it. Oh, it's taped. You should know this, Larry. You buy these all the time. They were all taped. Oh, come on. And of course the tape does not want to come undone for me. Just wants to tear in little strips and not around the area I need to. And there, I'm dropping it. There we go. And we got his power morpher. Make sure I'm holding it the right direction. Come on, focus. That's a little bit better. There you go. Yeah, the power coin detail is really nice. It does say Power Rangers on it. Very, very tiny print. But this is probably the better morpher, and I just dropped it on my floor. And I probably don't need the headphones on, unless I wanted to actually be able to hear or play out. But yeah, it's nice morpher. It's got the little handle on it so he can hold it and do his morphing thing. And I don't know if I want to mess with trying to get these hands out. But here's all the hands. You got a pair of horizontal, kind of loose looking hands here. So they got those are vertical hinges on those. A pair of these are the gripping hands down here with the vertical. kind of like kind of relaxed hands with the horizontal hinge, and then kind of slightly gripping hands with the horizontal hinge. I don't know. They're all kind of odd. I think these are for the. One of these is for the morpher. Something has to be for. I'm gonna say this is probably for the morpher. I think. Don't quote me on that. I really think one of these can be used for it, but you know, I don't know what I'm talking about over half the time. Y'all think Robo don't know. Robo know a lot more than I do. Big fan of Robo. And of course, they want to kind of show off these guys. We got our LJN version Ultimates, which I was holding off on getting, but you know, like, okay, I'm gonna get them. So that means the only Ultimates I'm currently missing right now for Thundercats is the 3 lizard mutant guys. The mutant lizard, like warrior, runt, and I done forgot. I think that's what their names are. I could look it up, but obviously it's not that important to me to do so. I think this came out of Draken, right? Yeah, that's Draken. Oh, actually, Draken was clipped. I think that came off the line this trip. Oh, we're trying to clean off the area. I got a mess coming over here on my floor. Got our LJN version. Of Cheetar. Like I said, I'm probably not going to take these guys out of the packet. The toy version. I may get rid of the sleeves though, so I can actually have them on the shelf and you can see them at some point. You know, I do kind of like the really matte, not glossy sleeves, even though they're not doing the sleeves anymore. I guess technically the last sleeves we got were for the light up eyes. You got our LJN inspired Mum Ra. And like I said, he's a more of a green, I guess. But the light up eyes Mum Ra, man, he's interesting. And of course, I had this original version. Did that not click on? Am I still having issues? What is it now? No, it still says good. Yeah, stop telling me. You have good connection. So I do apologize for any issues you may be having viewing this stream, but you know, we got a very orange LJN version of Lion-O, which reminds me of the one I had when I was a kid. If they do another light up eyes, I can see him doing it in the toy colors. Just because that's what it was. I mean, Mum Ra, I'm actually surprised at least this version didn't come with a different head. I'm so surprised he didn't come with like the toy version head. Because his body, I mean, it's not as green, but I think that could have been cool. Excuse me. You know, let's do a quick comparison of that Draken, though. I do have my Ultimates. So I do kind of want to do a comparison of our new Lord Draken here with the normal base body. You can see it's kind of a different kind of white. Well, I don't know what I'm choking on. You can see Dragon's a bit more muscular. This guy actually looks like he was a suit actor. The way to design this figure. But since Dragon was based off the comic book, that's what we got with that. So we got our two Tommies facing off. Alright, so we're getting close to the Big Bad Toy Store haul almost being done. We're already an hour and 6 minutes in. And, I mean, this is only my 4th live stream. So, and, hopefully everything's coming through decent enough. But here's the latest wave of Ultimates that did just ship out. Now, I did get these, like I said, these are all from Big Bad, so I did not get the extra accessory pack or super pack with this set. We'll start off with Claudius here. Lion-O's father. Before I cut him open, here's the back. If you wanted to read this, there we go. If you have not seen this yet and wanted to, come on, stay focused. Come on, Brio, stay focused. Anyway, got your item information there. But yeah, this is Claudius, this is Lion-O's father. Because unfortunately I didn't think I needed the accessory, the super pack for this set, so I didn't get it. But I did get all the figures, and of course this is the first set of Thundercats with this new box. The artwork on the front. Different artwork too than what's on the... No, same artwork. Same artwork what's on the back. Claudius Square. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But Claudius looks good so far, even though he's still in the box. If I can even get this thing clipped off here. We'll see. Come on now. I'm trying not to damage the figure. I don't know, y'all probably like my other live streams better than this one. Or I'm not in front of the camera. I don't blame you. Alright, there we go. Got that tether off of him. And if you're wondering, yeah, the stuff behind, that's this stuff here, that's my girlfriend's stuff. That's her side of the bed. That's her stuff. And then you can see some Disney Infinity up in the displays over there above the bed. Keep out. It's all the Marvel and all my Star Wars ones. Come on, Claudius. There we go. Alright. So here we go. Got Claudius here out of the package. And he's got some really soft plastic here on his skirting. Like it's like really soft, really pliable. Shoulder pads are interesting. I think I've seen these. It's either a separate piece or kind of just glued in. I don't know how well that's going to show up. If it's going to show up, you can barely see the seams, but on this camera. But yeah, he's got some of that new articulation. He doesn't have the big old crunch, the ab crunch on him. Unlike the other one, but he does have a nice wiggle on it. So he doesn't go as far, just as far forward as he's going to go. That's as far back. I probably should heat him up too. You know, his head can go left to right, just kind of hindered by his really long beard and long hair. But it's that same hinge. No, actually, this is double barbell. Got double barbell. And I may want to heat him up because I'm afraid I'm going to snap that barbell off. But I did not set up a thing for that. You got your... Well, the shoulders work well. Same articulation on the shoulders and arms. Only go about that far. You can only go up. If you want to move that out of the way, then it can. I'm going to tear that. And What's up, Cooler? Cooler Plastics. Hey, someone actually popped up in the chat. Claudus's articulation. You got your bicep swivel. You got your single jointed hinge with swivel at the hinge on the elbow. No glove, but you still got the, because it's a pegged in with the hinge, horizontal hinge there. Does have a waist swivel. Leg articulation, still the same as all other Ultimates. There is a thigh swivel, which you can't see because it's covered by his massive skirt. Your single jointed knee, which I do need to heat it. That is giving me too much trouble on his left leg. Right leg moved just fine. Does have the stumbled into your channel, gonna sub you, buddy. Oh, thanks, bud. I appreciate it. I'm still getting used to doing these, so you're actually maybe the second person to ever talk in the chat out of the 4 live streams I've done. But welcome. I appreciate you, bud. No boot cut. But you do have the hinge at the ankle and rocker. Again, the hinges are really being tough, so I'm going to have to heat him up. And mess with him later. Hopefully the stream's coming in good for you, Cooler. We've been having some technical issues today. It's in good connection, but it's not as good as I would like it to be. I don't know if it's just my Wi-Fi or my laptop was trying to update, but sorry about the audio. I don't know how bad this is coming through. For Claudus here, we got a few extra accessories. You got one extra head. And one thing I did not note, his beard and hair are really soft plastic. But the paint job is really well done on his face. If we can get, come on. I'm still messing with this new camera. There he goes. Got a really nice blue eyes on him. Really a light blue. Definitely the hair is definitely a separate piece, glued on all the way around his face and head sculpt. But you can kind of tell. You see the seams in there. I like that head sculpt. That one's nice too. I forgot where I put him. You gotta get this out while breaking it. Cool, man. Got this. It's like a walking stick or a cane. And I don't know what this piece is supposed to be. I don't remember. He's holding it in the picture. I gotta rewatch this again and actually pay better attention. And the only other... And I don't remember what this was either. I think it's like a time capsule or something. Some kind of computer. Again, I need to rewatch. I just finished watching this, like, the whole series again. Both seasons, like, 2 months ago. But I don't remember what that was called. But that's a cool accessory to have. Probably set it with the cat slayer. And last accessories for Claudus here is his 2 extra sets of hands. We got his standard Thundercat. That is Claudus. Thundercats. I'm dropping stuff. It's Claudus. It's Lion-O's father from the 1980s Thundercats series. Episode, I think Lion-O was going through the Book of Omens. But it's Lion-O's father's from wave 11 of Thundercats Ultimates, I believe. I'm getting my waves all mixed up. But he's the one of the 4 figures in that wave. It's the same wave that came with a Thunderian guard from that same episode. And, yeah. So we got his standard Thundercat Ultimates. Clawing hands. With really sharp fingernails. Which I always hate trying to mess with these hands because they always scrape the hell out of me. And of course, you can have his vertical hinge gripping hands. I'm really glad they've gone to the vertical hinge for gripping hands. Again, I need to heat these up because this is really tight on that one. I do not have any of the vintage ones. Not anymore. I haven't had those since I was really, really little. And I have not tried to go out collecting or finding any of the older ones. I have seen some at some of my local places up here. I'm in northern Kentucky area. About maybe 15, 20 minutes away from Cincinnati on the interstate, from the interstate, depending on traffic. But there's a toy shop that sells a lot of old vintage stuff. I actually get rid of some of my old not really vintage Power Rangers, but standard, I guess, Power Ranger figures I got rid of. Oh, we'll go. But I used to have a few. We didn't have a lot of the vintage when we were kids. Me and my brother. Sorry, I need to close that cabinet back up. It's driving me nuts. But we had the original Lion-O, like the first set. We didn't have the one that came with Snarf. We also had Panthro. Me and my brother both had our own Thunder Tanks. Yeah, I bet they are. I always wanted the original Cat Slayer, so when that Ultimates one came up for crowdfund, I jumped on it that first weekend. And here I am already cutting this guy open without even showing the box. But I wanted that vintage one, like, forever. And I only saw a vintage one once, and it was at our local Goodwill when I was a kid. And it was missing the head for the Cat Slayer, so obviously didn't get that. But here's the Thunderian Guard. Oh, I got one of him. I was going to get two, but I didn't. He got his... At the back of his... Got the artwork there. If you need that. You can just look them up on Big Bad Toy Store. I believe they're still in stock on BBTS. Which is where I get a lot of my stuff nowadays. I never have much luck finding anything in store, unfortunately. Even though I did find that DX Lion-O, but I prefer the Light Up Eyes one, which you missed. Because I already went through the Light Up Eyes Lion-O here, which I have the basic head on him right now, and the Mumra. And I have the vintage colorway Thundercats I finally picked up. I got this and this. I can get the sleeve off. But I don't think I'm taking these guys out of the package, though. So this brings me back. If I can get the sleeve, this does not want to come off. Yeah, but I'm going to keep these guys in the package. Because I had to get that whole other wave with the toy version of Jaga and Groon just so I could get the head pack for Wily Cat and Chilla. So I was like, well, yeah. So I was like, oh, I better go ahead and get the other set that I was holding on, because I did not want to get, this was wave 6 of Ultimates, and I skipped on it initially until I saw the actual figures. Like, you know what, I really want to get that. Yeah, I'm keeping all the toy versions. I have the first wave of Vac Metal Silverhawk Ultimates. Those are never coming out. Those are never coming out of the package. Those are in the other room. I have not taken them out. I've had those for a while. And I mentioned this earlier in the stream. I have actually skipped on the second Vac Metal wave of Ultimate Silverhawks. I'm perfectly fine with the ones they're giving us. With the normal kind of semi-metallic kind of paint. I got the twist tie off here, our Thunderian Guard, but I am a loose collector, so. Oh. our Thunderian Guard. See if he pops up here. I know, I loved him. We had probably more Silverhawk figures than I had Thundercat figures. Just to be honest, if I'm remembering correctly, because I can't remember if we actually had Mum-Ra, or a friend of ours who lived across the street had Mum-Ra when we were kids. But yeah, he's got the same articulation as all the other Ultimates. He's got the double barbell in the head. I'm afraid to pull it off because I'm always afraid I'm going to snap these. Got your hinge, swivel. I mean, I loved Silverhawks. I loved Masters of the Universe. Superpowers were Super Friends. I mean, that's probably my favorite line as a kid was Superpowers, though. Yeah. Almost any and every 80s cartoon. I don't remember much of Brave Star, even though I heard it was really cool. I do remember seeing a couple episodes of that when I was younger. So yeah, he's got the old-fashioned hinge. We can't see his tunic here is really soft plastic. What other 80s cartoons am I going to think of? God, there's so many. Shoot, you got 80s, and of course you got like early 90s stuff, like maybe late 80s, early. I can't remember when Real Ghostbusters aired. Of course, I love that one too. Pirates of Dark Water. I'm still mad that never finished. But yeah, he's got his normal hinge. He does have a swivel, but the tunic doesn't hinder him that much. Actually, does move real well with him. Yes, I do. Loyal Subjects. Even though Ramen Toys has been doing his version, the unlicensed version of them, and I was thinking about picking those up at one point, but I'm waiting on those pre-orders from Loyal Subject, even though I'm really afraid of the whole this whole damn situation with the tariff stuff with China, and I don't know how that's going to work. So hopefully that stuff goes away and we can still collect our needless plastic toys. His legs only go about that far. It's really tight. Only about that far back. I'm afraid to pull him too far back. I don't want to snap it. Does have the same thigh cut in there, thigh swivel. Swivel at the knee, single jointed knee. Again, God, it's tight. I don't want to pull too far on that. And we didn't have any vehicles except for from Goodwill, because my mom actually used to work at the Goodwill when I was a kid. The only part of the mass vehicle, I think we did have the car, the Gull Wings. Yeah, what was it, like 145, 100 percent, or 100, yeah, like tariff on China, and that's where most of this stuff gets made. I'm not sure where Loyal Subjects gets made at, their stuff, but it's probably one of the factories in China. Like 90% of all toy manufacturing is in China. Does not have a boot cut, but it does have the swivel at the knee. Hinge works pretty easily on this one. Unlike the last one, I gotta heat these up. Do you collect any of these guys, Cooler? Yeah, this little holster here is really soft. Oh, popped right off. Got a little peg there. Works a lot like Lion-O's gauntlet. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of getting distracted. Thunderian Guard, though, he looks good. The paint's mostly clean. There's some issues. Some, like, I don't know if it's going to show up real well. There's a little bit of a kind of paint bleed. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's slight around the ridge there, but it's alright. What do you collect, Cooler? Anything Modern, you mainly vintage. We'll go ahead. While I'm waiting on his answer, we'll go ahead and look at his other head sculpt here. Was it the glow in the dark, like the normal old one, or did you get like the big one of the Mum-Ra? So this is like his kind of angry, battle ready head. That's cool. Yeah, I kind of want to get that black and red BBTS big Mum-Ra, because here's the light up eyes Mum-Ra that came in. I looked at him. He was like the second figure I looked at on this stream. Have you seen these guys yet? Have you seen how this functions? Cooler. I don't want you to have to go all the way back. The normal old one? Yeah. I was able to get that glow in the dark BBTS version of the old version Mum-Ra. When I first started collecting, it was like one of the first figures I got in for Ultimates before the Thunder Tank and all that got here. Yeah. All my other Thundercats are up in the living room. I have very few Ultimates sitting in here. Okay, well here's Thundering Guard's Halberd, I believe this is what this is. Come on. I'm trying to get used to this camera. There he goes. Very nicely painted. I like the little rivets on it. That's cool. That's nice. Halberd. Extra hands. You got a couple pointing fingers. Oh, pop out. So we got a pair of, for his extra hands, I'm dropping stuff on my keyboard. If I can get it. So we got our standard Thundercat clawing hands. A pair of those. You know, and I'm thinking about that. I was thinking about doing a full collection tour, because this is a really small house, and me and my girlfriend have a buttload of stuff, like everything behind me right here in this cabinet on this pegboard here. That's all my girlfriend's stuff. She's a big Elvira fan. And some stuff are like some old vintage stuff that she had when she was really little. Those like wrestler figures, I think that's what those are. You can't see on the top though of it. She's a big Godzilla fan, so she's got a couple of her Godzilla Ultimates, if I can even say it. Message retracted. So yeah, I got his pointer fingers, so I can go yell like, "Hey you!" But my main collection though was always Power Rangers when I first started collecting again. So I don't know if Super 7's gonna continue doing Ultimates. Yeah, because I still don't have a permanent place for my cat slayer. That thing is massive. Yeah, she knows like everything about Godzilla. She's huge. So he's got Thundering Guard also has his blaster. Which is cool. And a bigger rifle. Not a lot of, no extra paint on these though. That's a little disappointing. But hey man, it happens. I'm really bad at spelling, so I mean the title card on it I actually spelled Hall wrong. I put the U before the A instead. So don't feel too bad. Yeah, man, that thing is massive. That was the first live stream, so when we're done with this, you should go back and view that. Yeah, I mean, it's It's just ginormous. It's 2 boxes. So the main body, the main part of the place that was in one box with all the accessories, and the second box had the head and the paws. I also have the Thunder Tank, the Ultimate Thunder Tank, and that's currently back in its box. I don't know what it is about these big vehicles, but for some odd reason, I can't keep myself from buying them. So, I mean, I got the His Tank for G.I. Joe Classified. I also got the Dragonfly. Yeah, you should check that one out later. We got 2 more figures to open from this wave. I think I just knocked over some boxes. No. So we got Robert Bill from our wave 11. Yeah, because wave 12 just came out, I believe, for pre-order. It won't be out for shipping for a while, and that's got like only 3 figures in that one. But we got Robert Bill. A lot of people have been waiting for the Roberts in the community. Because I follow a lot of people. I follow Pixel Dan. I follow Geek Dad Life. Brick Something. Highly Articulated. Those are streams I watch every Sunday. And I'm usually in the chat for those, so. We got Robert Bill here. And he is a chunky boy. Oh my god. I'm going to try to do some other streams at some point. I want to try to get, I need to figure out how to do this. I'm still trying to learn all this stuff. I'm currently using OBS. I know a lot of streamers use StreamYard. But I think you have to pay for that. And financially, I don't know if I can do that right now. Now with all the other big toys. Have you been following any of the other recent crowdfund stuff, Cooler? Oh man, that thing's all twisted. Gotcha, bud. Thanks for hanging out a bit, bud. Catch you later. Alright, Robert Bill. You just come back and watch the rest of this. When he has time. This guy's going to be a pain to get out. Because I always pull from the legs. This twist tie does not want to come loose for him. Oh, just popped his hand right off. Well, please tell me that didn't snap. Okay. Got me worried, Robert. Alright. Come on, Robert. Get out of here. Alright. I got worried there, pulling him out, and his hand came off real easy, and I got worried. I thought it snapped off at his wrist there again, on like it did for my Lion-O. So this is a totally new body type. I mean, he is huge. I mean, I know he's supposed to be short, but I didn't think he'd be that chunky. I didn't think he'd be this chunky. So when I got him in, it was like, wow, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was actually going to be. He's like way bigger. But he does seem to articulate pretty well. Because he's such a really tiny guy. I mean, he's not as small as Snarfer. And Snarfer's pretty small. He's bigger than Snarf and Snarfer. So we got him. Check out his articulation. I mean, the paint looks really good. I like the wash around the detailing. I do like a black wash for my Gundam models back when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Used to get the 1/100 scale Gundam Wing action figure model kits. and just use that fine tip Gundam marker to get in there and clean it off and get those detail lines. But he's got a full, I'm not sure if it's a ball joint. Can I get it off? Yes. So it's just a normal, just one ball peg. No extra stuff, but it's a large one. There's the kind of head there. There we go. He's got some decent rotation on it. Range. He can look down pretty good. You know, he's short, so I don't know what, so he has to look down too. Looking up's really nice. It works well. We got our hinge over here. Full rotation. You know, it's kind of getting stuck with the sculpt on here. It's got a nice black wash all over that fur. Single joint swivel. There's no bicep swivel because it's such a short arm. So you just have that. Of course, you got the wrist, which the hands pop off real easy on him because they're so chunky. He has a swivel up here at the chest, but no bend. There's no ab crunch. There's really no abs to crunch. Legs. Yep, they're just ball pegs in there. The legs. And the knees are single jointed. That's as far back as it goes. As far back the leg's gonna go. Kind of, there's like very limited articulation in the legs, which is understandable. I don't know how much articulation you would have expected for it. It comes with these kind of relaxed hands that are already on him. He looks real nice. I can't wait to put him up on the shelf with the other guys. I always put all my kind of see does have some kind of rotation there. I don't know how well you can see the articulation there. You can see the knee joint right there, the single jointed knee. But he's really chunky, so I don't know why you would need peg holes in the feet, but because he's just gonna, I think he'll stand just fine. I mean, but that's cool. And he's got a bunch of extra accessories too. We got his, if I can get the head out. I want to say this is when Mom-Ra was pretending to be Robert. There's a little white thing in his mouth instead, and his eyes are glowing. It's like evil Robert Bill. It's just the same. It's the exact same head. Just, you know, looks more menacing because it's different eyes. That's it. I mean, and that little spot here is not black, it's just white. Oh no, see, he did fall over. Weird. And we got, you know what, let's go ahead and take this part out. This is interesting because he has the blueprint for the cat's lair. And I think it actually is a little piece of paper. It's taped. It was taped on the tray. The inside part of the tray. So I think I made... It's not like... It's a tougher piece of paper. Tougher piece of cardstock. It's not like really floppy or anything. So I think I'm going to keep that in there for now until I can get my cast layer set up to where I can have him displayed holding it. So we'll keep that like that. For other stuff here, let's go look at all the, let's look at other hands. He does have one weapon. Unless you would count the torch as another weapon. If I stop dropping stuff on my floor, it'd be great. You got a truffle of hands. You got 3 other sets of hands besides his really kind of loose hands there. He's got a pair of gripping hands. Yeah, there we go. We got a pair of his... I mean, they don't look like they're going to grip much, but he's a got fatter hands, fatter fingers than most. And you see how, and these are the vertical hinges on them. So these are his gripping hands for his one weapon and torch. You got really sprawled out hands. Kind of, I don't know if I say he gives up or something or whatnot. And then you got a pair of Robert Bill's fists. And I just flicked one behind my desk. Actually, I think I went in my tray here. I'll fish that out later. That's a little aggravating. What else can go wrong today? Who knows? I'm gonna stab myself with my knife. Because he does have a weapon. This little chunky knife here that he comes with. So that's cool. That will got one of his gripping hands here. That should go into his hand. Yeah, that goes in there really easy. So that works out well. He comes with also this nice torch, which with the light hitting it, looks like it's already illuminated, which is cool. It shows up more illuminated on my camera than it does anything else. Check its other hand. And then, yeah, you just slip that right in. So that's cool. That works. I want to say this is a piece of candy fruit, I think. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's not candy fruit. I think Snarf or Snarfer came with I think Snarf came with a piece of candy fruit. I don't know what this is, but I do think it's some kind of gourd of some type. And last but not least, because I'm already at over almost 2 hours in this stream, he also comes with this nice lantern. When he doesn't want to carry a torch around, that's not as much of a fire hazard. So that is Robert Bill. Oh, did I even show off the back of the box? I don't remember if I did. The artwork? I think I did, but just in case I didn't, there's the bio for Robert. And and the item number, if you can barely see it, get to focus. Alright, and one more figure I'm actually going to open tonight. We'll do another unboxing for a lot of other stuff I've not unboxed that I've had for several months. At a later date, maybe next weekend, because I have so much. And I'm probably going to get back into doing the shorts for the smaller figures. The shorts seem to do really, really well. For the most part. But here we got what a lot of us have been waiting for Ultimates. This is Luna and Amok. Pretty much our first actual 2-pack, I believe, for Thundercats Ultimates. Got that beautiful artwork on the front. Got her tiny little Luna now. She, I want to say, is probably smaller than Snarfer. Snarfer was the smallest. Luna is now the legit smallest. And here we got her bio. Her and Amok's bio here on the back. Eventually I'll learn how to click on these and bring these up. I don't know how to do that. I don't know, it just says go to channel. I just don't know how to bring up the chats. Yeah, like to actually like take it and like make it go onto my thing. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually, I'll figure out how to like select the chat and like a chat and like bring it up in my. I'm still learning all this, so I'm sure there's a video that I have yet to watch. I've been watching some videos how to use OBS as it is, and it's I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, oh yeah, almost forgot about the USPC here, or ISBN item number. Used to calling it ISBN because these aren't books. Same difference. Oh, and yeah, that one's heavy. Oh. Oh man, Amok, you are massive. And he's got like 3 twist ties holding him in. But let's go ahead and pop Luna out. She is the least restricted. And I'm not going to pop her hands out because look how small those are. I'm going to leave those in the tray for now. There is, spoiler alert, there is no hinge articulation on the hands for Luna. They're that small. There was going to be no way that Luna was going to have any kind of wrist articulation except for the swivel. Also, no elbow articulation and no knee articulation. So yeah, she is currently the least articulated figure in all of Ultimates that I own. Yeah, the least. Yeah, even her head barely, well, her head does move, but very little. Gets them side to side. Look at her. Look how tiny. Look how tiny Luna is. The evil leader of the Lunatics. Which I remember when season 2 popped up with Thundercats and those guys came up like, yeah, those are some crazy guys, man. They're worse than the mutants. Articulation besides the head. I want to say it feels like it's just a single. I'm afraid to really do anything. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just molded on the body. It's just a big ball joint. That's all it is, and it's part of the body. So there's that. Arms got the same swivel hinge, but obviously it's not going to go too far because her hair is going to be in the way because of her massive head for that little body. No elbow articulation, no bicep swivel. The only other arm articulation is at the wrist, at their little hand. This is because of the little gripping hand. There is no waist swivel. There is some leg articulation, but only not that far back, if anything. I mean, forward like that. There is no knee articulation, but there is, her boots do turn, so there's boot cut. So her boots are a separate piece on her leg. So she has the least amount of articulation. I mean, the only other figure I ever had that has less articulation is R2-D2, and that's barely. And I don't have that R2-D2 anymore. I got rid of all my Star Wars figures I had, which were all Phantom Menace for the most part. There were some like Attack of the Clones. I didn't have any Revenge of the Sith. But for Luna, the only other accessories she has, for one alternate head, which is more of a kind of angry head. One thing I did not mention is the paintwork on her is done real well, though. Our little moon on her, crescent moon on her forehead. The camera will actually pick it up. Her eyes are like this really bright green. But it's really clean on her. That's a good thing. That makes me happy to see. And she has a little I don't know what you call that. What she smacks a muck with to get him to giddy up, I guess. Because a muck is pretty much her mount. So that should fit. Oh, are those also gripping hands? Because these look like gripping hands. Yeah, it does. It does. She does grip on that decently. You didn't have to put any force on that. But like I said, the rest of her hands, she has, really flat one. Kind of like a couple more. One's like a pointing finger, like another gripping hand. It looks like I don't know if she actually grips it or not. But let's get a muck out of here. These giant twist ties. Oh my god. Yeah, this guy, he's a beefy boy. And I still have the other two Luna tags still open. And those are in the other room. And I will open those on a different day, as I said. Chilla's look badass. Allura looks badass. Let's see. Come on. Get out of here. This tie does not. There we go. One more twist tie to undo. He's gotta be like one of the most awkward figures to get out next to the damn Ultimates. Power Ranger Ultimates make it. The Dragonzord was a bit of a pain, and the T-Rex was a bit of a pain to get out too. They had quite a bit of twist ties. And I gotta keep them situated. Can't have them popping out. Alright, Muck. Let's see how easy you're gonna come out. There we go. Oh, we have Luna's massive mount. A Muck here. That only leaves two more Luna attacks that they have not come out with yet. Concerning the next wave of Thundercats. Up, and I just dropped her little thing here, my keyboard. There we go. She is going to be a bit of a pain to sit and balance, I think. He doesn't seem to have any reins on him like he did in the show. So I'm not really sure. I mean, you can get her to sit like she's supposed to on her little saddle there. But, I think a trick they could have done, and maybe this is hindsight for them, I don't know. But I don't know how much more this would have cost. But put a little magnet in her butt or something. And, something, or at least a piece of metal or something and a magnet somewhere. That way, you just set her and she just sits. And you won't have to worry about her popping off. She just rolled right off. I barely even moved. But let's take a better look at a Muck here. Now, he it doesn't look like there's some very little waist articulation. It's just a swivel. Just a swivel at the waist. Head articulation, he's got decent, considering it's a kind of a forward-facing pin here, or barbell. I think it's a double, yeah. Feels like a double barbell. The way the head kind of moves up and down. I don't know if I want to pull that off. He's such a chunky boy. The pauldrons here are kind of a soft plastic. They're really thick. They're kind of rubbery. I move a little bit. Arm articulation is about the same. Really smooth on him. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But it's got the same basic swivel and hinge. Same with the elbow, swivel, single joint, wrist, horizontal hinge on the wrist for his fist because he has a fist inside the box. Already went over the waist. It's just a swivel. Legs. There is a thigh cut, but it's really tight on him right now. On both. Single jointed knee, but it actually goes back pretty far. Now he doesn't go straight, so he's already kind of back, but he goes like a full 90-degree bend on that knee. Swivel at the knee. Boot cut technically, but the knee's kind of at the boot. And he's got a hoof, so I can't. There's a rocker, but I can't tell if there's a hinge. Yep, there's a hinge. I see it. This barely has any real room to move. So yeah, that's about as far back as it's gonna go. It's just pretty much flat there at the other end. Oh, there we go. I got to move a little bit more. So just a slight bit more forward on that. And his tail does seem like it's on a ball joint, so it moves quite a bit. Really tight on this guy though. This little side skirt here, what do you want to call these pieces? They move pretty well. How do I put... How? I don't know how to put that on there. One day I'll figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out, I swear. Alright, so there's all Muck's articulation. And for his accessories, let's go over his extra heads here. We got this kind of, I don't know what kind of head you call that. Kind of not too happy. Not too happy. I don't know what you want to call that. And then you got this interesting. Looks like he's sleeping. His eyes closed. Looks like he's dreaming, like a really sweet dream. Kind of head, you know, just have him laying there like he's asleep. And because he's so big, he doesn't use weapons. He just runs into people. Maybe hits them real hard because he's massive. But he's got these kind of relaxed kind of hands. Be like holding out. Again with the normal horizontal hinge. And then we got these kind of pretty much typical to Thundercats. Kind of like it's gonna grab at you type of hands. So yeah. So that's a Muck there. Like I said, Luna's hands I'm not taking out. They're so small, I'm afraid I'm gonna lose them. But yeah, I think that is it. We are at 2 hours and 16 seconds in this live stream. I want to thank those who have joined the chat, mostly Cooler. Thank you for hanging out for that little bit you could. If you come back and watch this again, I really do appreciate you showing up and chatting with me and hanging out. For all those who weren't hopping into the chat, thank you for watching. If you're watching this after the fact, thanks for watching. I'm still, like I said, I'm still trying to learn how to do a lot of this. So, like, I'm trying to figure out how to go in here and, like, grab, like, chat and bring them up in here. I don't know how to do that. You know, like, I mean, like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. So I'll have to look this up. I need to really go in here and really mess with this stuff. But I want to say thanks to everyone who joined. I know it went a bit longer than I wanted. I didn't get to start until like half an hour later than I initially was going to. Um, I think I'm going to try to shoot for an earlier time slot in the coming weekends. I don't know if I want to do Saturdays, only because typically if FC is Cincinnati is playing at home, I'm usually going with my brother. He has season tickets, so we'll usually go to the game, and those are usually night games. So, one of the last one was a night game, normal 7:30 game, Eastern time start, but I don't think they played at home this weekend. But I hadn't looked. I hadn't been keeping track. I'm a bad fan. But anyway, I want to say thanks again for joining me. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Like this live stream if you like this and want me to do more of these. I'm trying to do more of these. I'm trying to get back in the swing of doing this more often. Trying to get some more videos, like standalone videos made again. Because I've been taking a very long break on those. Considering the last several ones I tried to make, I didn't do any audio, and trying to go back over and redo audio was not working. But yeah, so I want to say thanks again, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. I'll keep you all updated whatever time I decide to do this. But I think I do want to do Saturdays, because Sundays is cleaning day, and a lot of live streams to watch from the afternoon on. I should have grabbed a drink, and I did not. But again, thanks for joining me on Let's Open Some Toys on Larry's Geeky World. I am Larry. It's been a pleasure. And until next time, peace. I still can't believe I spelled Hall wrong.